What up, YouTube? Dark Thub coming at you from one of my new worlds where we're going to talk about OP iron farms in this, the quest for the Holy Grail. Here we have the iron farm that I put the tutorial out for. It's the best one I've found so far as producing iron. It's got 5 cells. We'll go ahead and go down and I'll show you the iron that I made with it. I probably ran it about 4.5, 5 hours. That's what I came up with. It's just under a stack an hour. So I thought, you know, maybe if we got rid of the cats faster, you'd be able to produce more iron golems. And when I got comfortable with removing the cats, I went ahead and recreated my iron farm with what I found to be about the most efficient way of getting rid of the cats quickly without affecting the amount of space that your golems can spawn in very much. What I ended up with was round about the same amount that I had there. That's about 4 hours. So yeah, and it still had flaws because you see there's a cat. But you know, learning experiences. I decided that I wanted to get rid of all the cats. I wanted to see if I could make the cats stop spawning. So I looked up in Wikipedia. They said that if you spawn 10 cats, that no more cats will spawn, but no more golems will spawn either. So I had to test that out. I also found out that that 1 golem will spawn for every 10 villagers. Well, for every 10 villagers, there's a 1 in, say, I think like 17,000 chance that a golem will spawn. And I found out that there were 1 cat for every 4 beds would spawn. With this knowledge, I went ahead and decided to test some of this. And what I came up with was I decided that I was going to take and put a chamber in my iron farm and put 10 cats just trapped in it and see if golems would still spawn. So I came down here to this one and I put 10 cats 1 block above the heads of all the villagers. And that was just 10 of my villagers that, well, sorry, 8 of my villagers with 10 cats above their heads. And sure enough, no more cats spawned in here. But golems kept spawning. The rate decreased slightly. So I had me a little quandary here. Next, I decided that I was going to start making adjustments to my main iron farm. So I took the bottom cell out and decided to take the 40 that I had and distribute them separately. I went ahead and put 10 in each of these 4 and got rid of that cell down there. And I spaced the beds separately. I decided that each cell would now have 21 beds and 10 villagers, which is supposedly the minimum that it takes to spawn golems. And I decided to run it where as soon as they come up out of here, they start to get rid of some of the cats. I ran this for a while and it did less than having the 5 cells, and it did exactly the same amount that my iron farm was doing when I... Oh look, there's a golem. Alright. But it did the exact same amount as when I had put the 10 cats over top of the villagers here that I removed. So it did stop the golems from spawning on the lower platform, but it didn't stop them on these 4. Next, I decided to make a single cell and put them in here and just throw as many villagers as I could in there with just the 21 beds. And they started dying after I got a little over 30 in the same cell, but it started spitting iron pretty good, kind of comparable to this one over here without the bottom. Wasn't terrible at all. Though when I lowered the number to 20, put them in here, it sucked. And then when I added this and put 20 in this one as well, it did just like this one wasn't even here. Which means that you've got to go higher if you can go up with these things. I have yet to find a height that it'll work on, but I've only really tried this height and I think one other that was like maybe 10, 20 higher. So next I decided to put them side by side and see how that went. There's 20 in this one, 20 in that one. You got the 21 beds in the middle, and I figured instead of having a bed per each person, if you've only got the requisite 21, then you're spawning less cats, while still spawning the same number of golems. But that's not true, because this is only 2/5 of the spawning area that they have over here. I would almost venture to say that the best way to do this would be to keep adding these on the sides, but only put 10 guys in each one of these. Now, it is very possible that there is something about the geometry of the spawning area of the cats mixed with the geometry of the spawning area of the golems that you can use to create an OP iron farm. I have absolutely no idea how, but something in my gut tells me that it is possible. It's just going to take a lot of concerted effort from more than one person. It's going to take mobs of us. We got to come together on this one because we need OP iron farms. So we can do this. We can make an OP iron farm together as a community. We just gotta put our minds together. So if anybody's got any ideas on this after watching this, go ahead and leave a comment. If you like the video, go ahead and subscribe. I do things like this on my channel occasionally, as you can see. Yeah, even hit that notifications bell and you'll see when I'm doing what I'm doing. Yeah, it's been real. See ya.